How you going, everyone? Alright, so for today we have an actual repair. Yay! So what I've got is I've got a L13, so I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, but if not, just take my word for it. It's an L13, so Lenovo L13. If I recall rightly, I think it's an 8th gen, could be a 10th gen, we'll work that out after. Intel i5, they're a school laptop they use in Victoria. But they've all come to end of life, and I've bought a heap of these off of one of the schools, and so now I'm just going through them. This one was actually free for a good reason, which I'll show you in a second. Now what I have done, I've plugged it in, got power, charged it up. I haven't fully charged it, just enough to reload it. So I didn't want to have to do a repair that I end up just throwing it out anyway, you know, like reloading it, like repairing it, and then it can't be reloaded. The only thing I'm not sure of is if I've got the charge port for this model. Hopefully I have, I'm pretty sure I have, but they do run different versions of charge ports on these. So until I try it, I won't know. So just so you know, I'm just gonna power it on so you can see it actually operational. So just give it a second to power on. Pretty fast, these got an SSD, they're nice and fast unit. Great little second-hand unit, sell for around $200 Australian. You know, a little bit, you can get them for more expensive in better condition, and there is a touchscreen version. This one's not that. As you can see, it's pretty grubby and rough. So all I've done is loaded it to the main screen. I haven't, as in the initial reloaded screen. I haven't bothered finishing it off, so I'll do that after. On this body, you can see here it's got a crack here. Do I see another one? I've also got another one. There you go. So we're on the load screen. She's all good to go. I'm not going to worry about loading it now. My main thing was just that it would reload. So I'm just going to power it down. Pull out the charger. Now the reason why this one was free was for a good reason. So I don't know if you can read that from there. Hopefully you can. But it literally caught on fire. So yeah, I had a bad day, that one. Well, they said it caught on fire. I don't know if it caught on fire or melted, or I'm sure there was lots of smoke and all good stuff like that. So the goal of this one is, and you can see it's been half pulled apart as well. So we'll do a quick tear down. So what I'm going to do, because this one, I don't know if I showed you there. So on this one as well, the case is actually cracked here. It's a pretty common issue on these. I've actually got a good body. So I'm going to get rid of that burnt mark, get rid of the cracked case, and we're going to do a swap on the charge port. So basically just making this usable. You could obsolete that charge port because there is a it's like an external SATA Type C port there as well, for like plugging in drive. So you basically got a second Type C port on these. So just so that's, if you're wondering, that's how I was charging it here. So, which I believe they're like a SATA port, like an M SATA sort of port. I don't think they ever really took off, but yeah. So move the battery, and then the only thing I want from this particular unit is the motherboard. Everything else, I mean, all the brackets and stuff will go, but go into the replacement. But as far as the actual body itself, that'll just go in the spare parts for the screen, or yeah, that's probably all it's going to be worth. Anything is the actual screen. I think the rest of it is just might be hinges and stuff I might use in the future, but overall, screen's probably the only real viable thing in here. Best part about something like this is once you've done the repair, that's 3/4 of the job. the rest of it is like, because all I'm doing is just going to put it back into the unit, into this other unit, so there's no repairs on the actual body or trying to clean up the body to make it look good, because the other one looks fine. And to speed it up, I've actually removed the motherboard from that one already, so basically all we've got to do is repair this one and put it into the new one. You can buy new housings for these. I'm not actually sure what they're worth. Generally, if you're just going to replace the palm rest, which is what the main body is of it, and then the keyboard goes inside. If you're going to the palm rest, I'm going to say like $50-60. If you're going to replace, do like a whole skin change, i.e. the top case, bottom, the actual base as well, maybe $100 or $200. Depends on what model. They all vary. So it really has to be worth it to do that. Obviously, for something like this, it's only going to get a couple $100. I'm better off getting one that had a dead board in it, which the other one does have a dead board, and then I can make two good ones with a bad one. And once again, that other one I paid nothing for as well. It came in the deal because both of them were not working, so he just threw them in. Make sure I've got all the screws. Sometimes I can put screws in funny places. And I've got all the flex cable. Okay, so this one has a removable keyboard. I'll just flick these up. Plastic sponges somewhere. Got my plastic thumbs. Some of these don't have removable keyboards, this model does, so that's what's stopping me taking it out. So it just slides up, couple of screws. Come on, you can do it. We will be using the keyboard as well. The other one doesn't have a keyboard. So now we should be fine. You should have that up on the screen, and just going to give this one a little bit of the good stuff. Sometimes you can give these a little bit of a solder if you're a bit concerned that they're not going to come up easy, but I think these are pretty easy, these ones. Main thing, obviously, you want to make sure of, there's two sets of terminals in there in these Type Cs, so you got to make sure you do both, because or else if you start tearing stuff off the board, there's plenty of videos around, but yeah, you can make a mess pretty fast on them. And then we need some solder wick. Get some solder wick. Okay, give this a clean up. Suck it all out. There we go. Very important you get all that out. I believe some people I don't think care, but I believe you really want to get it all out, because it's so hard to get them in if those holes are still full. Even the mounting holes, right? It's not just the pins. You really want these mounting holes to be empty, because you want to kind of make everything go as fast as possible when you're putting these back in. Worst ones were The not about worst, but actually I think Type C is probably the worst. The back in the day when we used to do the iPods, the 30-pin connector, they were always a bit of chaos, because obviously trying to put 30 pins in holes at the same time is always very sort of scary, because you know you don't get a lot of shots of it. You don't want to damage the unit itself. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. What we'll do, I'm just going to give this a lick of go-go juice on there. So we're ready to go. Looks a little bit whack there, but that's alright. She should be fine. Give her a clean. Get all the grime, because you know sometimes you can get a bit of grime on them from getting cooked, and look at that, like a brand new one, straight off the production line. Now I've got a tub I bought a while back with these, with the Type C ones. These can be quite handy, but I'm not going to guarantee they're the same. They have to be exactly the same. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that. Don't worry about the writing. Sometimes I have the writing, but not all the time. But apart from that, the main thing is actually this pin out. So if you have a look, it'll be a particular way. So if I'm looking at it on my screen here, so can you see how this pin is a little bit offset to that pin, and then same on this end. Now Lenovo actually have a couple of different models of these, and they're opposite. So you've got to be very careful when you are grabbing these. They're not all the same. And you can also have where the mounting pins can actually, the outer ones are pretty basic, but these mounting pins on the inside, so that's your plastic locator. And then you've got your steel ones as well. I don't know exactly what the pin outs are for, but just the mounting of the holes is what you really need to make sure of. And obviously you want to make sure they fit in the hole as well, because there is different sort of mounting positions as well. So if I haven't got one in here, I believe I did order some in, so I should have some out the back. I'll just have to go and check. So no, I don't have any in here. So you can see in here, so you can see all these different types. So all very different to each other. You know, some are, you can see those look like a through hole one, so I don't know what you would use those, because you can get some where they stand up as well as sit down. So there you go. So you can see that one there. That was actually really close, but it hasn't got any mounting pins. But these have got me out of trouble a couple of times. I mainly get these for more of your like cheap stuff that you know, like your good one, like your kids intercoms and stuff like that. You know, some of those Chinese sort of equipment, you know, like cheaper stuff that isn't really proprietary. They don't care about proprietary stuff. It's just more to actually have it as you know, a connector. Let me go and check, see if I've got this connector. Okay, so I don't think that's it, is it? There you go. That's exact what I'm talking about. So if you have a look at this one, you can see there's no pin here, a pin there, and no pin there, and a pin there. This one is the opposite. So the pin's missing here, so there should be two more along here, but it's the other way. So these are the opposite ones I was telling you about. There you go, got it. So hopefully that, let's have a look, should be exactly the same. So we've got, so the pins are the correct way. So one to the top is to the left and the bottom is to the right. We've got the 2 drop pins and the 2 locators, and then all our mounts look, so they should be the same. You can also, the rim can be a little bit different too. You can get square and round and all sorts of others. And the big one is, obviously, the test. So if we do a little bit of a throw it in the hole, look at that, perfect. It's exactly what we want. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give these a little bit of juice to try and hold them in there. I want to go crazy because I still want to have, I want these back ones to fall into place. So, but I just want to give these a bit of a chance to kind of find their spot as well. So these back ones I'm going to leave. It's been a while since I've done this. Alright, so what I'm going to do, give them a bit of heat from the top. We want to make sure that they're kind of sitting in place, but we don't want to heat it up too much where we can damage it. Okay, they should be nice and firm in there. Okay, so that's nice and firm. That's what we want. Alright, so now I'll give these ones a little bit of juice as well. And I want to give these ones a little bit more. And then when we turn this over, it should all be kind of on its way out the door sort of thing, out the back. I want to stand this up a little bit, so I want that to be right down. So now, the main thing we don't want to do is be popping it out. So give it too much heat, it'll fall back out. You don't want to put too much of this stuff in there either, because if you heat it up too much, it will fall out the other end. Hopefully we're done. Hopefully I got that right. Hopefully. Because at the end of the day, until you turn it over and plug it in, you really just don't know. Honestly, it's been probably 12 months, maybe even over 12 months since I've done one of these, so I'm a little bit rusty, so just bear with me, and please don't pick on me in the comments. Pick on me if you want. Yeah. But, you know. Okay, so that should be nice and connected in there. That's all we really care about. That looks. So that looks pretty damn good. So, and give it the push test too, just to see if it's if they are connected properly. So what you can do if you want is you can kind of just get something that's not completely bent, push them over, and that'll tell you if they're connected properly in there. But look, it looks fine to me. Alright, so now the board's done. I don't need this anymore. So we'll get rid of that one, and I will grab, so this one here, so exact same model, L13. You see down there, hopefully got that located in the right spot. Yep, should be fine. So everything's the same on these. There's no variations as far as these go. They're pretty basic. So you can get, like I said before, you can get other variations, but I don't have any of those here. These are literally all same spec. All right, so we've got our motherboard with our new dock in it, without the flame thrower. Hopefully my soldering worked all right. This time will tell. And then I'm just going to make sure I plug all the flexes back in the correct way.
Alright, now, are we ready? No fire! No fire! Yay! A good thing to do on these two when you're testing them. So I've tested the power's working fine, and if I unplug it from there and plug it into the other socket, that should still be working just as well, which it is. They're pretty much doing the same thing. So 3 amps are sitting at 20 volt 3 amp, and then let's have a look, 20 volt 3 amp. So yeah, doing the exact same thing, and you know, it should work no matter what you do. Also upside down should work as well. So I can see the red lights on, and I can see it's charging here, so it's all working fine. But I do recommend too is just in case someone wants to use it for
in a desktop application, i.e., get a dock. If you're going to repair these, have a dock sitting there, and a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, because then you can kind of test the dock, and that'll test the conversation part of the Type-C port, because that's important. I have had it where I've done one and that hasn't worked, so I've had to redo it. So, and then you don't want that to end up at the customer. If you're doing them to sell, if you're just repairing it, so it will charge, maybe a different story. But every user case is different. I'm going to call that a complete success. I'm not going to do all the updates. There's no point me running you through all that pain. I think you've held on for long enough and done very well. So let's have a look. So yeah, so i5 10th gen, 8 gig of RAM. It's got you can see it's got the education edition on it as well, because it is and it's non-touch, unfortunately, because I'd get more, make them a lot more sellable. And I think they've got a 256 in them most of the time. Yeah, so it's got a 256 SSD in them. Good, honest little laptop. I'm going to finish it up here. Thanks for watching. Computer seems to be fine. Looks great. This body is in really good condition. It's actually really good condition. A couple of small bruises, but overall, for what it is, it's actually very clean. So that'll be a great little, like I say, little $200 one, and it owes me, I think you buy like $5 each. I think the ports cost, so they're not expensive. If anybody's after ports, let me know. I will do them a deal, but I have to make money on them. I can't sell them for what I paid for them, so it'll probably be something like $20 delivered, something like that, because it's going to cost me like $8 to send it with Australia Post. So if you do need ports, I am going to start buying and selling them in bulk, but at the moment I'm happy to sacrifice a couple if you need some. All good. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Have a good night. Bye.